One thing that quietly sits beneath all the specs and features that this new machine boasts and absolutely affects how people will perceive the Anycubic Kobra 4 combo is the sheer number of machines Anycubic have released in relative short succession. There's a genuine sense amongst users that the lineup has become somewhat crowded, even confusing. Within just a couple of years, you've had multiple versions of the Kobra 2, followed by the Kobra 3 variants, recently the fantastic Kobra X, and now the Kobra 4, entering essentially the same space. From a buyer's perspective, and especially beginners of the hobby, this creates a confusion of which machine, if any, to spend their hard-earned wonga upon. Today, I'm consciously not going to become embroiled in this debate. No, today my job is to concentrate on what the Kobra 4 is, what you're getting for your money, what it does, and see if what it does well. Unboxing the Kobra 4 yielded no issues or surprises. Setup was relatively straightforward, removing a few cable ties, releasing a few bolts that held the Z-axis stable during shipping. Some of these were a bit fiddly to get at, but well labelled, so no real hair pulling required. The build plate also had a few restraining bolts that were a little trickier to get at, but again, patience and a steady hand were all that was required. Next, the main printhead needed attaching via the medium of 4 small hex screws, but again, no real drama here, and all the tools, namely Allen keys and bolts that you need, are supplied in the box. What sets the Kobra 4 combo apart from the others at this price point is its ability to combine simplicity with advanced functionality, most notably stable multicolour printing. Here, the integration of the AcePro system allows you to achieve up to 8 colour printing with minimal setup, shifting multi-material printing from an enthusiastic feature into something far more approachable. The marriage of the printer and the AcePro 2 is an absolute doddle. Connecting the AcePro 2 to the Kobra 4 via a 4 to 6 pin lead is your first step so they can communicate with each other. Then simply plug in the 4 Bowden tubes into both the AcePro 2 and the printer, and it doesn't really matter which goes where, but I'll just make sure you keep it as tidy as you can. Then add a little separator widget for the 4 tubes and the power lead, and you're pretty much done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, just how it should be. When you first power on the Kobra 4, the machine runs through a guided startup routine that includes basic hardware checks and connectivity setup, language, country selection, Wi-Fi connection, and linking to the Anycubic app if you choose that route. After those initial screens, you're taken into the calibration process. This isn't just a simple home all axes and go like older budget printers. It's a full calibration sequence built into the firmware that the printer literally teaches itself the shape of its own bed so it can print reliably. The auto leveling kicks in using the Levy Q3 system, which probes many points across the entire build plate. Commonly something like 49 point grid on that 260 by 260mm surface. At each point, a sensor measures the exact distance between the nozzle and the bed surface. The firmware uses those measurements to build a mesh model, a digital shape, if you will, of the entire bed surface. That means when your first layer is laid down, the printer subtly adjusts the Z-axis as it moves so that the nozzle stays at the correct nozzle to bed distance across the whole plate, even if parts of the bed sit slightly higher or lower than the others. So what about the specs? Well, the Kobra 4 combo offers a reasonably sized build volume of 260 by 260 by 260mm on an easily removable double-sided rough surface PEI magnetic build plate. It's designed for printing with a recommended speed of 300mm per second, although it can on paper reach up to a maximum of 600mm per second. Realistically, that speed is impractical for 3D printing and more of an on-paper statistic. It features a heated bed with a maximum 100 degrees Celsius and a nozzle made from durable hardened steel capable of reaching 300 degrees Celsius. The printer supports multiple nozzle sizes, including a 0.25, 0.4, 0.6 and 0.8mm, with of course the 0.4mm coming as standard. The Kobra 4 is equipped with a 3.5-inch capacitive touchscreen for easy control using a well-established user interface, as seen also in many of their previous models, along with the advanced features like flow dynamic control, vibration compensation and power loss recovery. For monitoring and creativity, it supports a 720p video monitoring camera on both the Anycubic app and Next Slicer, so you're able to view your live print on those, and also, of course, time-lapse photography. The printer also integrates AI detection for identifying those spaghetti failures or foreign objects on the build plate. It's a fairly well-sized machine with that build volume that we spoke of 260 by 260 by 260, which is big enough for most hobby projects without taking up too much desk real estate of 455 by 445 by 461 millimeters. It's a shame the AcePro 2 doesn't sit on the top of the Kobra 4, as that really would be the icing on the cake. But like the Kobra 3, I'm sure some bright spark will create a 3D printed file to allow this. The Ace 2 Pro system itself has been an absolute dream to use. Loading filament is easy and simple thanks to the 4 independent brushless motors to control that filament feeding, and those motors are rated for over 5,000 hours of use, so it's definitely built to last. It also uses a ceramic feed tube to reduce wear, and the automatic RF tag reader allows any cubic rolls of filament to be identified for materials and also colour. It even tells you how full the roll is. Brilliant. Now, non-Anycubic filament can also be used that can't automatically be recognised by the tag reader, but no worries, you can enter the information easily on the UI too, so your favourite PLA, PETG or whatever else you use can still be loaded without any fuss. Another important detail is that the AcePro 2 can actively dry filament while printing. It works within a temperature range of about 35 to 65 degrees Celsius, which covers most common materials like your PLAs and your PETGs, as well as some of the more elaborate engineering filaments. The system circulates air to remove moisture and even has a moisture escape port so that moisture is not just recirculative but actively ejected, which helps to improve print quality and produces the chances of defects during those longer prints. Now, when we talk about print quality, of course, we're going to show you a Davinci printed in some fairly old PLA, and to be honest, it came out, well, you can see for yourself, it came out absolutely beautiful. There's a tiniest bit of stringing on the top that is down to the PLA that's been sat out in my man cave for weeks and weeks, but realistically, is that the worst stringing it's going to throw out? Well, I can live with that because that's not the fault of the printer. A pretty perfect Davinci, I would suggest. Let's give it something a little bit harder. I want to see how it puts its first layer down, so the next test was of course that first layer test using again some fairly old red Anycubic PLA that I'd had lying around. That first layer went down beautifully. Again, I can't really fault the quality of the printer in what it's doing here. It's a bit like the X. When I did a base layer print on the Kobra X, that was beautiful. This too has produced a wonderful, wonderful example of that first layer. I've had no real splitting or tearing. It's just done the job as you'd want it to. Next, to keep the grandkids happy, I've done this Bendy Shark in fluorescent PLA from Anycubic. If you've not seen this PLA, it's absolutely brilliant. I suggest you get hold of some. If it's Halloween time, this is the stuff to be printing stuff in, and it's done a great job, it really has. To be fair, when I've looked at the quality of the prints on the Anycubic Kobra 4, like the Anycubic Kobra X and like my 3V2, I've not had any real issues with the quality of the prints, especially on the next one, which is one of these fidget toys that prints in place, that's movable. Again, I did a couple of these, one in red and one in that fluorescent, and it's just done a fabulous job on both occasions. So I think from a print perspective, I can't fault the quality. I genuinely cannot fault the quality that the Kobra 4 has put out there. One of the first prints I suggest you do print for it is the poop bin. This file is attached to the printer itself. It's sat there in the printer's memory. It's designed for the Kobra 4, of course, so it fits absolutely wonderfully, because don't forget, we've got a multi-colour printer here that will create some poop, and you're going to need a scoop, a chute, a poopy chute to catch all that poop that it's going to be generating when we do multi-colour prints. And of course, multicoloured prints are supported on the Anycubic Kobra 4. You can print up to 4 colours using one Ace 2 Pro, and you can attach another Ace 2 Pro to give you a total of 8 colours. Here I'm going to be just using 4 colours to print a little colourful dragon, and yeah, absolutely fine. As you can imagine, the same happens as any other printer that prints in multicolour with one print head. It'll print a little bit, it will poop out that colour, and then it will carry on with the next. And of course, if you want to change any of the settings to how much poop is created, etc., all this can be done within the slicer. Once again, the Anycubic Kobra 4 comes bundled with Anycubic's next slicer, and this is the slicer they've been using with all their previous printers, and I've got to be honest, I really do enjoy using it. It has all the functions that you would need it to have normally. You can rotate things, you can move things, you can rescale things, etc. It's got all the presets for PLA, PETG, etc, so you haven't got to worry about settings, and it also allows you to change between your Anycubic printers really easy. And once you've sent it to the printer, which of course you can do via Wi-Fi, you can check on it in the workbench, you can see images of it, you can see what's on your AcePro Pro, you can do everything you need to do. It's real functional, easy to use slicer that I highly recommend using and thoroughly enjoy using, and it fits seamlessly with the Kobra 4. So that was the Anycubic Kobra 4 with the AcePro system combo, and this is the printer that you will be getting if you separate yourselves from your hard-earned cash for it. Now, when you talk about prices, it's only just been informed to me that the cost of this, and bearing in mind I'm making this video in early May, the cost of this is about $199 for the printer alone and $299 if you add the AcePro 2. It's also going to be available on AliExpress, and I think that's where Anycubic are going to be pushing it. I think it's available on their website too, but AliExpress will probably get you the best deal. And talking about deals, if I do have any discount codes, rest assured I will stick them down below in the description for you guys to have a look at. Anything I can get you off the price of one of these, I will do for you. There will be affiliate links, so a little bit will kick back to the channel, but I will do what I can to save you guys a few quid as well. Now, I hear a lot of you will say it's quite soon after the Kobra X, and I hear you. I absolutely hear you. I think this printer is actually going to be aimed at beginners who want the AcePro 2 as well. A system that not only allows that multicolour function printing, but also allows you to dry your filaments and will tell you the weight of how much filament you got left and the humidity in the air and all the things the AcePro will give you. It's aimed at those kind of people. It's a great beginner's bit of kit, I've got to be honest. And I've used it now in anger for a fair few weeks, giving it some hours printing, and it's been a good little reliable printer. So definitely one to consider. Make sure you stay tuned. There's a couple of things that's going to be coming up. I'm going to do a full review on it at some point. I'm also going to do a comparison video on the Kobra X so you guys can see the two side by side and then make a decision on which one you would like to buy. Please think about joining the Greedy 3D Patreon, which all the details will be down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. All the usual post video stuff that I have to say to you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that. Please let me know what you think of this 3D printer. Also, let me know what you think of its arrival at the market at this time, not long after the Kobra X. Very interested to hear what you guys think about that. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that. See you next time.